Very good morning. Today we will discuss very important topic of Java. That is how you can handle errors. That is what our topic. As you know, our fourth module is divided into three topics. That is packages, interfaces, and exception handling. And our today's discussion is on exceptions. Mm, I'll share the presentation. See, normally, when it is not like others, we are considering that it is exception case. Is it not? That means everything is similar. Something is not proper. That is what the meaning of exception. How it reflects in the programming. Is it not? Normally, when you are passing on the road, is it not? Let us consider you are passing on the road and this is normal route. Is it not? To reach to this particular destination. What happens if somewhere, uh, if it is struck due to some particular problem in the road itself, some particular damage occurs to that, means how to pass that? You have to take the other alternative path to reach to the destination. Is it not? So this is what how the entire process works. Okay. So here the exception we are discussing today is that itself. Exception, and not only exception, and how to handle that, that also you should know. As a definition, it is abnormal condition that arises at runtime. It is an abnormal condition that arises at runtime. It is an object which is thrown at runtime. Okay, it is an object which is thrown at runtime. It is not an error, but disturbs the normal flow of the program. That is very important definition which you should know, because normally there is always a confusion. What is an error? What is an exception? Anyway, that I will clear today. It's not an error, but disturbs the normal flow of the program. Exceptions thrown by Java relate to fundamental errors that violate the rules of Java language or the constraints of Java execution environment. So this is what violate the rules of the Java language or the constraints of Java execution environment. By considering that, it is dealt. Now, see, you know that whenever you are executing the program, is it not? Program may throw the error. Is it not? You know that when it throws the error, it is struck. Is it not? It will come out of the particular scope and it will suspend that particular process. And but exception means exception will not halt the program. That is what you should know. Exception means runtime. Normally, error occurs at the compile time itself, but exception occurs at the runtime. That means syntactically it is correct, but somewhere abnormal condition may exist in the program, okay, which will make the program to halt. Okay, how to handle that? That we'll see today. And here, the exception are handling is a mechanism to handle the runtime error. So how to handle that, that also we are discussing. Now you come to know what is exception and how to handle that. There are different constructs in the language to handle these particular exceptions. So how to go through that, that we'll discuss today. Immediately, you should know, we finally required the normal flow of the program. So how to make the program normally, that is what our intention. So exception means these five things: try, catch, finally, throw, throws. Because as see in detail, I am discussing Java exception in this particular part. If you don't want to study much, at least you should know exception means five things: try, catch, finally, throw, throws. Okay, if you know the syntax, that itself enough. You will understand the entire exception. First thing, all the exceptions are extended from throwable class. Okay, so that's why throwable. In throwable, two things: exception and errors. Okay, all the superclass is exception class. It is inherited from throwable. And exception, once again, runtime exception. In that, checked and unchecked exception, like that the flow goes. Okay, so always remember, all the particular exceptions what we are discussing is coming from exception. If you write exception, it will covers everything. That's what you should know. And exception is a class, that also you should remember. It is not any interface, because now you know interface also. So normally in the languages, either you are having a method, keywords, class, interfaces, packages, these five things. Now we'll discuss one by one. First one is with this, as I defined, exception handling is managed by these five keywords. That is try, catch, throw, throws, finally. And first one, try, catch. So how to handle try, catch? See, always you know that whenever you are stepping out of your home, your parents may tell, go carefully. Is it not? It is not like somebody will attack you, but it is normal way of expressing their concern. Is it not? Go carefully. It doesn't mean that you are not taking care of yourselves, but always we are expecting some threat will be there uh, from the unknown source. And that is what actually in the normal human life, because we are sitting inside the room, we are sitting inside the class by protecting ourselves from four walls with the door closed. Is it not? Somewhere, this is what, to overcome from the threat, we will shield ourselves. The shield is nothing but our exception handling mechanism. We are always suspecting that the code what you have written may throw some particular abnormal conditions. So what we are feeling, the program what you have written should be shielded with the exception handling mechanism. Among that, first type, try catch. See, the code which is suspicious, that you will put inside try block, and some abnormality, if it occurs, it will be catched. That will be thrown to the catch. Okay, any number of catch you can do for one try block, and of course finally is there at last. Anyway, in detail we'll discuss one by one. Try catch. Uncaught exceptions, the heading. In uncaught exceptions, we are discussing all these try, catch, throw, throws. After discussing try, catch, throw, throws, then finally we will move to finally. Okay? So that is how we should follow. See, a program which you already familiar, the syntax: class, class name, public static void main. Inside that, I'm declaring one variable d is equal to 0, and I'm evaluating 42 by d. You know that it leads to infinity, and a program will not catch in infinity. Then what is the output when you are executing this program? Because when you are executing the program as such, you'll get an error or exception, that you should know, because syntactically it is correct. Your compiler will never generate an error for this, because there is nothing wrong in this. Is it not? Now when you run this program, you will get this exception. See, exception. What is exception? See, in thread main, anyway, thread is not included in your syllabus. Thread is uh, currently in execution, that process. Normally, main is the first thread which will execute. Main is also one thread. That's why this word, thread main. What actually it is telling? It is telling that Java lang arithmetic exception. So one thing is clear, all these exceptions are available in java.lang. Okay, java.lang arithmetic exception. What is exception? It is divide by zero. Where actually it is? It is inside a class A, inside that main method. And a1.java, the program name what I have given is a1.java. 4. 4 means 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth line, I am getting this error. See how clearly it is mentioning. And it, see the message and Allah already taken care by JVM. JVM will throw this because it unable to handle this. That's what exception. Then what we'll do? See, not only here, here also. See this. Uh, Instead of writing like this, I'll write one method inside the class A1, that is void M1. There I'll declare D and I'll perform the evaluation. And instead of creating the object and invoking that, I made this method as static. If you made this method as static, directly I will invoke because it is inside the same class. If you are not giving the static, means how to give new A1 dot m1, like that you have to invoke the method, or you have to create the object of a1, then using that object you can invoke, like that also you can invoke. Anyway, when you are executing here, also you are getting the exception itself. If you change the place, it will not identify that. Okay, once again it will throw exception itself. What exception? Once again, exception in thread main Java lang arithmetic exception divided by zero. Actually, see now two places you are getting exception. One is at a1.m1, a1 m1, because it is static method. That's why it is identifying with a1.m1 at line number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and also in main, who is calling this method, for that also it throws the exception. It is at line number 7. Okay. Inside that block, there also it is throwing the exception. See how the exception is. Because of this divided by 0, normally the arithmetic operation, that's why it is telling that it is arithmetic exception. Now, we will consider this and how to handle why this problem occurs, because we not handled, we don't know whether you will give D or something like that, or it will not necessary, nobody will write like this, is it not? The case is like D you are reading from the outside, and somewhere D becomes 0, means how that will be handled. That's what the task what you are performing here. But how to protect this? So what you have to do is you put this code inside try open brace and close brace. The entire suspicious code you put in one block and you name that as try. Okay, try and then open brace and close brace. All that suspicious code you have to put in this particular block, and then you catch. Immediately after this block, you have to write catch. Catch takes one argument of type exception. You know that these are arithmetic operations. Somewhere if some abnormalities comes, means it will throw arithmetic exception, a capital E capital, arithmetic exception. You create one reference E and you print the message, oh it is divided by 0. See, if any problem occurs, immediately it will be catched and it will be handled by this catch. See, in our other case, try, open brace, close brace. arithmetic exception if you wanted to print this reference. A same program, try with catch, and not only divide by 0, I am printing that e also, arithmetic exception. What you will get? You will get this, um, the statement what you have typed, that is divide by 0. Along with that, what is e is java.lang.arithmetic exception divide by 0. This is what actually e contains. Okay, the arithmetic exception what you are representing, that is what divided by 0. Here it is what actually it is represented. This is how you can apply try catch. Try catch is to protect your code. Wherever you are feeling that, oh, it may throw, it will halt your program, if you are having that doubt, you have to include that inside try block, and then you catch. It need not necessary you should know any particular exception, because normally when you are working with so many codes, you may confuse which type of exception it is. Then it is better always you just write, instead of arithmetic exception, you can directly write exception, so that it will cover all, because you know that exception is the superclass. If you write exception, it includes all the exceptions. And then now see, one more, what actually exception contributes to you, that I'll show you. See, same code, but here int d is equal to 0, int a is equal to 4 p2 by b. All these are okay. After that, I return this, hi, hello, and I am declaring b, I am printing that. Some other codes are also there. What I'll do is, I am suspicious about this, so I'll put try catch block for that, and then I'll catch the exception. And like when you are executing this program, see, because of this abnormalities, it throws the exception, divide by 0, so and so. But it will not halt the program. It will not come out of that. It will continue the execution, and it will print this hi, hello, and hi, hello. That will continue. That is what the exception. But if you not handle this, okay, if you not handle this with try catch block, it identifies this problem and it will stop, it will come out. If you not handled our exception with exception handling mechanism, it will stop the program. But if you do like this, then this will be thrown, and then rest of the part will be continued. But here this will not be executed because of this exception. Okay, see, you'll get this exception and it will come out. But here it will not be like that. You will get the exception, but also other part will execute. See, that is what the clear difference between exception handling and how without exception handling your program works. Okay, so that's about exception, and we'll see different types of exception. Before that, description. What actually description means? Description means this particular reference what you are creating. When you are catching that, one particular reference of type that exception you will create, and if you print that, you will come to know the details of that particular exception. That's what description of that particular exception you will come to know by printing that. If you are already knowing that what actually it reflects means, you can give the print statement. But if you wanted to know exactly what type of exception means, you have to print that. Next, normally one try one catch, that's what we observed. The chances are there many type of operation you are performing, and you have to handle many particular ways of exception. Then what we'll do, we'll see one more example where one d is equal to 0. This you already observed. See, along with that, I'm declaring one array, c, okay, c array. Syntax is c array. I defined one variable inside that, but I am referring at the index 20. One element means only one index will be there, is it not? But I am referring at 20. It's I'll catch inside try, and I'll throw arithmetic exception. But this is arithmetic exception, but this is not arithmetic exception. So what I'll do, I'll catch that also. It is called array index out of bound exception. Very important. While are using arrays, you should always catch this. Array A capital, index I capital, O capital, B capital, E capital. Array index out of bound exception. See, why Java is robust? Because of the nature of exception. It will not allow you to do any malfunctioning, because normally this occurs with respect to arrays. You are defining some size for the array, and always chances are there you are referring the index which you have not declared. Like this example, we defined one array, but we are referring some other location. It is out of bound you are referring. Array index is out of bound. See, clearly that word is very meaningful, is it not? Array index out of bound. Hence exception. Arithmetic exception. Array index out of bound exception. Both exception you are catching. It is something like this. Is it not? First you will try to catch, then you will try, finally you will try. Somehow he has to handle the exception, what actually it is throwing. Now, see, when you are using this multiple catch, it's not multiple try, it is multiple catch. You should remember that. See, I index out of bound, arithmetic exception, exception. If you write like this, then what happens? Because you know that exception is superclass. It is something like this. If E covers everything, is because in the previous you have observed that, see, this is, let us consider E is arithmetic exception, E is array index out of bound exception, but E is exception. If you not catch this, if you not catch this, definitely you will catch all the exception, because he is having big boundary. So that there is no way to escape from this particular way of catching. But if you imagine, like instead of taking that last, if E itself stands at the front with all its extra cover, then there is no scope for these two fellows, is it not? That's what this generates an error, because it is unreachable code. You know that in Java, unreachable code, because this will never execute, because exception covers everything. I think it's clear. Is it not? E covers everything. The ball will never go to these two people, because he is having all the protection. That's why exception should be at the at last. You have to put exception. If arithmetic exception that is not catched, array index out of bound is not catched, then it will go to the exception. But beginning itself, if you put, means it is an error, because it is not reachable. Or it is not necessary to write this itself. If you just write exception, that itself cover every exception, and it throws that. But if you wanted to handle specific, you wanted to know which is this exception, then explicitly you will write. That's what the idea here. This is what the example for try multiple catch. Next, nested try statement. Nested means try inside try. You will write some code here, and suddenly you will write some code here. That means in the flow, you wanted to, because in a if you write 100 lines of code and one try block means, if some exception occurs means you have to trace once again where actually which line, like that. Instead of that, at specific part, this particular part, the exception may come, and this particular part exception may come. If you are having that particular guess, then you use nested try statement. Okay, because try inside that a small portion that will catch. If this is not catched in this particular context, then it will be catched here. Okay, that is outside this try catch block. So try catch outside that try catch. That's what nested try statement. You can write the example for this. Any example like the previous one what we written, that itself you can apply here. Okay, always learn how to write the example. It is not necessary to worry because nobody will write the code like this. Whenever you are writing, you know that when d is zero, how come you will divide the with zero? Is it not? That is common. When you are writing the example, don't worry. This is not the case. As I told earlier, this d is not defined like that. D you are reading from somewhere. Okay, your d you are reading from outside. So you don't know, somewhere 1 will come, sometimes 10 will come, sometimes 0 will come. If that is the case, then how to handle? Okay, for that purpose, we written like that. See inside right, and inside that one more array as we defined earlier. C is equal to 1, but we are referring C at location 2. This will leads to exception. See, try with catch here itself, and for this you will write catch here. Okay, like that you write the example nested try. So many different ways we discussed about our try catch, try with multiple catch, and try with nested loop, like nested try statements, that also we have discussed. Next comes second, that is throw. Try, catch, throw, throws, finally. These five you have to know about exceptions. What is throw? Throw is to throw an exception explicitly. See, if some problem occurs, it will be catched with a try block. But you wanted to throw the exception, some particular case you are not liking in your program when you are writing the code. At that particular instance, you wanted to throw the exception explicitly. Then what to use? You have to use throw. Throw is throwable instance. This instance you have to create. Throw, this is what the syntax. Okay, the syntax is throw and throwable instance, what you have to represent. Throwable instance must be object of type throwable or subclass of throwable. What is the meaning of this? That means all you have observed, arithmetic exception, array index out of bound exception, so many exceptions are there. Okay, you have to create the object of type to throw that. Okay, so the flow of execution stops immediately after the throw. Once you write throw, after if you write any statement, it will not work. It will tell that okay, it is unreachable code. See one class A. How to write the example for that class A? In that, okay, I'll write explicitly. See, let us consider one static method. Static void m1. We'll throw the exception here. See this, inside this particular method, throw, after throw, you write new anything. If you write exception, so it tells that throw the exception. See what, in the when you are reading any particular variable, if value is greater than some 10, you throw the exception. Like that you may specify. Okay, throw new exception. This is how to handle this particular case. Throw new exception. Okay, so inside public static void main, when you are invoking this particular method, that is m1, you are calling. So this should be inside try catch. Okay. So this is how to handle that exception. This is what the syntax which you have to highlight. Explicitly, you are throwing the exception. How? Using new exception. Just I written superclass. At this place, you can write anything. Null pointer exception, arithmetic exception, array index out of bound exception. Any exception you can throw. Throw means explicitly you are throwing the exception. Your system will not throw the exception. You are throwing the exception. When you wanted to throw any exception, you have to create the instance and then you have to throw. Which type of instance you have to create? Throwable instance. What is throwable instance? All that exception, different types of exception, that particular instance you have to throw. So that's about throw. And then comes throws. What is throws? See, next case is very interesting. It is for methods. Normally, try catch you can write anywhere. Throw you are explicitly doing. Throws means what? It is for methods. How it is for methods? You read this. I just put this statement as it is because very wonderful statement. If a method is capable of causing an exception that it does not handle, because method means it is we are writing for doing some task, is it not? It may throw the exception, but it doesn't know how to handle that. It must specify this behavior so that caller of the method can guard themselves against that exception. See, it is something like that. If somebody tells that I'm harmful, then you will be safe. Okay, because if you are having a deal with somebody. Okay, you will tell, see, it is like this, and you may get your money or not. If they tell like that, okay, you will take care of yourselves. If they are not telling, that means you will be get cheated. So this is what normally occurs, is it not? Because like in all the advertisements, subject to condition apply, like that they will put. Okay, when you observe that condition apply, then itself you will decide some alternative, is it not? That's what normal way. Like if then everything is good 100%, you come and join. If somebody climb like that means later if you get cheated means who is responsible? They are responsible. Okay, because they guaranteed that 100%. But instead of that, 99% guarantee, 1% we can't tell, condition apply, something like that. If they define, you have to guard yourself because you know that some problem may occur. That is the case of throws. See, we return one method, m1. Once the same example I will use, static void m1, and it is throwing the exception. See, I am invoking that m1. If I execute like this itself, okay, tomorrow if it throws the exception, I don't know how to handle that because I am very guaranteed that M1 is very good task performer. I am completely believing, and I it's not necessary to take care of myself. Like that, if I believe, later if some problem occurs in M1, okay, then who is responsible? M1 is responsible because M1 not informed for the caller that it may throw an exception. Now, how to handle this case? See, M1 tells that throws exception. See, for the caller tells that I may throw exception. I may throw the exception. I may, it is not necessary M1 should throw the exception, but M1 is safeguarding everybody. If you are calling me, my code may create exception. I don't know. Like that, it informs the caller. How to inform? For the method. That's why first statement, it is for only the methods. Throw anybody, everywhere. You can write throw exception. But throws means it is only for methods. Okay? It is to indicate the caller that this method may throw the exception. When you know that M1 throws the exception, you will safeguard that method. See, when you are invoking that, you will catch that inside try catch. ಮೊದಲು ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಎಮ್ ಒನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಟ್ ಥ್ರೋಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅವರೇ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಎಮ್ ಒನ್ ಥ್ರೋಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್. ಬೈ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ನೋ ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಮೇ ಥ್ರೋ ದ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್, ಸೊ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸೇಫ್ ಗಾರ್ಡ್ ಮೈ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಕಾಲಿಂಗ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ನನಗೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಥ್ರೋ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೆನ್ ಹೌ ಟು ಡೂ ದಟ್? ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸೇಫ್ ಗಾರ್ಡ್ ಮೈ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಹೌ ಟು put that in try catch. Is it clear? Very interesting way of handling exception. That is what throws. Throw, throws. The difference: throw explicitly invoking, throws it is for methods. Okay. Next come finally. Finally, how finally will be handled, that we will discuss in next class. ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಸಾಕು. ವಿ ಕಮ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಕ್ಯಾಚ್, ಥ್ರೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಥ್ರೋಸ್. ಫೈನಲಿ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಇನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಗುಡ್ ಡೇ.